Mrs. Ene, I can see you're doing your best to feed Chidi, but he has hidden hunger.
Confused, Ene responded.
But doctor, I feed him well. Yam, rice, pap. He's getting full meals every day. How can he still have hidden hunger?
Ene stood in her small kitchen, preparing breakfast for her 2-year-old son, Chidi. She served him yam with palm oil that she added just salt to. Ene and her husband Ozo were a middle-class family that lived in our community. Ozo worked in the local mines while Ene was a full-time housewife, but she owned a small poultry farm and it was an extra source of income for the family, as she would often sell the eggs and chicken from her small poultry farm on the market days for extra cash. Over the past few weeks, Ene began to notice worrying changes in her lively son. Once full of energy, Chidi now spent most of his time lying down, too tired to play. His skin looked pale and dry. His hair had lost its shine and his nails, as small as they were brittle. He was often irritable, crying frequently and showing signs of discomfort, especially around mealtime. His appetite began to decline. He started refusing food. His eyes looked clouded, and he seemed to be falling sick more often with diarrhea, cold and coughs that took longer to recover from. Ene complained to her mother, but her mother told her not to worry. It's normal for children at Chidi's age to get sick every now and then, she said. Some of the older women in the women's group told Ene that it was also normal for a child not to eat well because it was a phase that would pass, and some children didn't really need much food. Ene tried to calm down, but when Chidi didn't get any better, she became worried and decided to take him to the local clinic. At the clinic, the doctor examined Chidi, and the results showed that Chidi lacked very important nutrients in his body and noted the signs of hidden hunger. The doctor called in dietitian Zina, hoping that her dietary expertise would help guide Mama Chidi. Dietitian Zina began gently.
Mrs. Ene, I can see you're doing your best to feed Chidi, but he has hidden hunger.
Confused, Ene responded.
But doctor, I feed him well. Yam, rice, pap. He's getting full meals every day. How can he still have hidden hunger?
Dietitian Zini nodded understandingly and started to explain.
Hidden hunger is a common name that we give to a case where a child has micronutrient deficiency. This happens when a child doesn't get essential nutrients like iron, vitamin A, and iodine. Even if he feels full, his body might still be missing what it needs to grow strong and stay healthy. These micronutrients may not be needed in large quantities by the body as the macronutrients, but they are very important because the micro and macronutrients all team up together to provide the body with good nutrition. From what you have mentioned, your son's food contains more of staple foods and less of proteinous foods, and there's barely any fruits and vegetables in his meal plan. Chidi, your son, is at an important stage of development and needs enough nutrients for growth and brain function. To help Chidi grow stronger and healthier, there are a few foods I would advise you to add that will provide these missing nutrients. For instance, red meat, liver meat, eggs and chickens are packed with protein, minerals and vitamins which support energy and brain development. Adding these to his food will be beneficial. But doctor,
Ene interrupted.
People say that giving a child eggs will make them start stealing, and my husband believes that the meat should go to him first. If there's any left, then I can give it to Chidi.
Zina explained.
These beliefs are common, but research has shown that eggs don't lead to stealing. Instead, they provide protein and nutrients that help children grow strong. And the meat doesn't even have to be in large amounts, but giving Chidi sizable portions consistently can make a big difference.
Ene nodded in understanding.
I also recommend green leafy vegetables. Adding vegetables like pumpkin leaves, spinach, garden egg leaves, and moringa provides valuable vitamins and minerals. You can add it to his plate of rice, yam pottage, and soups, and these vegetables are affordable. But the vegetables, Chidi pushes them away. It is hard to get him to eat them.
Ene complained.
Well, it is normal for children to resist vegetables, but you must know that children eat with their eyes first. So try making the vegetables look fun. You could even try arranging his food in fun shapes, like a smiley face. This might encourage him to eat. Also, show him a practical example by eating and enjoying the vegetables, because children follow the examples of their parents.
Dietitian Zina then asked Ene,
what type of salt do you use to cook? The normal salt, of course. The ones that they tie in nylons and sell. No. Please start using iodized salt,
Dietitian Zina said.
Iodized salt is essential for brain development, helping to prevent developmental delays and learning difficulties. I know it might cost a little more than the regular salt, but the benefits are worth the extra investment. Beans are rich in iron and protein. Chidi needs it to stay active and healthy. I see that you're already giving him pap, which is great. To make it more nutritious, you can add a bit of milk, soybeans, or groundnuts flour. These additions will make the pap a more complete meal, adding protein, iron, and healthy fats. Also, giving him fruits at least twice a week can go a long way.
But doctor, Ene said again, sometimes milk and fruits can be expensive. Don't worry, Mrs. Ene. You can focus on the fruits that are available in the season so that you get fresh and nutritious fruits at less costs, Zina replied. The doctor also added,
even with limited resources, this small adjustment will improve Chidi's health. Fortifying his pap with milk, groundnut flour, and soybeans is an affordable way to boost his nutrient intake.
After listening, Mama Chidi nodded her head, smiling.
You can't carry on these instructions alone. Please, call with your husband tomorrow so that we can also talk to him on the role that he needs to play in ensuring that your son gets the food and support that he needs.
At the next clinic visit, Ene returned with her husband, Ozo. Dietitian Zina and the doctor provided practical and affordable tips within their budgets. Zina explained, Mr. Ozo, even small changes can make a difference. I know that you believe that meat is culturally your portion in the home, but you must know that Chidi needs red meat more than you. It will also be nice to add pieces of liver meat to his food too. Dietitian Zina explained everything that she told Ene the previous day to her husband, and then told them about the long impact of hidden hunger, reminding them that when a child lacks essential nutrients, it affects their health now and their future, because children without balanced nutrition struggle in school, limiting their job opportunities as adults, but children with better nutrition perform better, stay healthier, and can contribute more to their families. The doctor said,
the cost of these changes are small compared to the medical bills that can come from treating conditions caused by nutrient deficiencies. So investing a little in it protects Chidi's health.
Mr. Ozo nodded thoughtfully.
I understand now. It's not just about fancy foods, but small changes even with our own local foods. We want our son to grow well, so we will do this.
Seeing the importance of these dietary changes, Ene and her husband agreed to make the small adjustment for their son's future. Ene and her husband also began implementing the changes. They used iodized salt in cooking, fortified Chidi's pap with soybean powder, and used milk when they could afford it. They creatively added vegetables to his meals. They gave him eggs and added meat to his food. They gave him fruits and healthy vegetables as his snacks. Slowly, they saw incredible changes in their son. Chidi's energy returned and he was back to playing and laughing. His skin regained its glow. His hair looked healthier and he fell sick less often, eating with a healthy appetite. During a follow-up visit, dietitian Zina praised their efforts.
You have done wonderfully, and your son's health is the proof. By adhering to this simple nutritious advice, you have given him the strength he needs to thrive, and now you have knowledge to keep your family healthy. Mama Chidi smiled with pride. Thank you, Zina. Seeing Chidi so healthy and happy shows me that these changes are worth it.
We hope you learned from this video. If you have questions or contributions, let's hear them in the comment section. And if you have a topic you want us to tell a story about, let us know. Stay healthy and don't forget that you are what you eat.